had a 25 cent. I got the enemy streaming my shit. I make a broad only like coochie like dick. Me and him, we ain't the same. He ain't got an ounce of game up in that brain. He love to try to throw smut up on my name. But when I see him, maybe yelling gang gang. Like we homies, but we not. That respect don't hit the same when it's buck. When it get hard for you, it's fuck the world. Y'all love the homies more than you love your girl. That shit sus. What the fuck? Cause she ain't never had a real one in them guts. Until I hit shit, and that was it. Y'all drink, think, and get pussy to my shit. Singing. Just me and you. What's good with you? Your king, your prince, my queen, my bitch. Your lips, your eyes, your hips, your thighs. We met tonight. I hit tonight. Now how many licks do it take for you to? You'll never know if you still fucking with a bum. Maybe one day, but y'all been cooked since day one. You tweaking if you beefing and you bitching over crumbs. Homie, I ain't the one. Stay the fuck around me. There ain't nothing that a broke motherfucker can tell me. I love it when y'all step up in the ring and doubt me. And end up going to sleep counting sheep by round 3. Look, now who let these dusty ass, dingy pro club wearing ass motherfuckers into function today? Me mugging with no hands, they got fucked up today. I don't know.
CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast. What's good, y'all? It's the Holy Lord Sanctus, God of the Coast. And this is CTC Radio, playing 805 hip-hop and R&B every Monday through Friday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you so much for joining. Go ahead and tap all the links that you see. If you see one in the description, go ahead and tap that. Check that out. Visit our sponsors. I don't feel like doing the whole spiel today, so just tap the link in the description or tap the link in our Instagram bio. Visit the sponsors, enter the giveaways, do all the things, visit the shop, subscribe, follow, yada, 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 all that stuff. We're going to get to some music today, of course. I wish I could play some vintage Rich Homie Quan, but I think that would shut the stream down. But definitely got to say RIP to Rich Homie Quan, and forgot to say RIP to Fat Man Scoop the other day. A lot of death happening, unfortunately. Rich Homie Quan was only 34 years old. Fat Man Scoop was relatively young too, but 34, man, that's just, still a lot of things I didn't know at the age of 34. So it's sad. Shout out to Rich Homie Quan, RIP. Maybe we'll end the stream with a Rich Homie Quan song. Actually, I don't know. It's risky. We'll see. Then also, I might have to call somebody up to the altar. Somebody might need to get called up to the altar. You know what I'm saying? I've been noticing a weird behavior in the creative community locally. Someone, displayed very weirdo behavior, and we might have to talk about it. So if the chat gets a little more lit, then I'll bring the tea. I'll bring the drama. If there's anything y'all want to, and we'll scroll the feed a little bit as well, probably. And if there's time, we'll watch a clip of Honest Conversations with Mr. Carter's interview with Amber from Ventura. If there's time, if there's anything you want to hear, let me know. It's just $5 Cash App or Venmo. Our Cash App is Connect the Coast. Our Venmo is Connect the Coast 2021. Include the name of the artist and the title of the song, so I'll play the right thing, but I'd be happy to do it. Let's see. Is there anything else I'm forgetting? Oh yeah, we have some new Instagram posts up today. So check those out. Hit the like button, comment on it. 7 Records is in the chat. What's good? Thank you for joining. Please share the stream. They say they just want the smoke. We'll get some more people in here and then we can start a fire. You feel what I'm saying? Let's start it off. Let's start it off slow and take it to Santa Maria, California.
It's Madeline Allen, and you're watching my new single and music video, Red Dot, on Connect the Coast Radio.
Back on my shit, can't hold back, resent the hit. Red dot with the click, big attitude switch. Bet you didn't think your money would get you this. Now we're on your block with the click, and it smells like a bonfire pit. In your top of the list. Got more information than you think. We ain't aiming for peace. We're here to get even. I hang out with the heathens. Give me this outlet, cause I need it. Keep the same energy when you're begging. I remember everything just a few months later. Bars so hard, I ain't saving them for later. Ended up at home, so I guess I'm grateful. So I guess I'm grateful. Never felt darkness so painful. Lost my soul, didn't think that I would make it. I kept fighting, I worked with the children. I left years ago to show them where dreams came from, how to make them, shape them, fight for them and save them. Heard my music offers healing, another reason to stay here. I'm tired and focused, standing tall with no fear. Back on my shit, I don't care. Back on my shit, I don't care. Back on my shit, can't hold back, we sent the hit. Red dot with the click, big attitude switch. Bet you didn't think your money would get you this. Now we're on your block with the click, and it smells like a bonfire pit in your top of the list. Got more information than you think. We ain't aiming for peace. We're here to get even. I hang out with the heathens. Give me this outlet, cause I need it. Keep the same energy when you're begging. I remember everything just a few months later. Bars so hard, I ain't saving them for later. Ended up at home, so I guess I'm grateful. So I guess I'm grateful. Back on my shit, can't hold back, we sent the hit. Red dot with the click, big attitude switch.
Like I'm dead shot. I'm a shooter, I be taking headshots. Tiger, Nicky, Drake, I make the bed rock. Bend her over, pulling on her dreadlocks. Ratchet bitches like to play the Xbox. Roll some weed and watch a little red box. Then I knock the pussy out the park. Like a nigga playing for the Red Sox. Baby girl a creep when I sleep. She go through my shit, never catch me slipping. MC Hammer, bitch, I'm too legit. Always tryna argue, fussing, fighting on some stupid shit. I think I know what to do, my baby just needs some attention. When she get the trippin', scrolling through all of my messages and mentions.
Shout out to 7 Records. What you mean give you that solid? What does that mean? And I see Graham C in the chat. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind.
She love the Lord with all her heart. She ain't even Christian. That's why I'm never tripping when she tell me that she need attention. She need attention. She need attention, yeah. She need attention. Got one eye on her like I'm Fetty, ooh. Give it to her every time she let me, ooh. All up in the dreams, I think I'm Freddy, ooh. Left for other nigga, he was petty, ooh. Settle down, don't think I'm ready to. Even though that pussy on a pedestal.
I'm frozen.
Focused on the future that's ahead of you. Even though the present is incredible, cause you need more attention, yeah. Girl, I'm working on it. It feel like you only happy when you twerking on it. Ooh, that pussy super wet, feel like I'm surfing on it. When we fucking, it's the perfect moment. But we finish up and we put our clothes on. Then we back to arguing and shit just goes wrong. Girl, what's going on? You catch an attitude. Get that look, I think I know what to do. My baby just needs some attention. When she get the trippin', scrolling through all of my messages and mentions. I ain't never worried, cause I know my baby just needs some attention, yeah.
Mine is just frozen with no
She say she love the Lord with all her heart. She ain't even Christian. Why I'm never tripping when she tell me that she need attention. She need need attention. She need attention, yeah. She need attention.
There we go. Shit, my bad, y'all. Well, not my bad. StreamYard's bad. That was weird. But anyways, we back. CTC Radio. Thank you for tapping in. That last song was Red Dot by Madeline Allen out of Santa Maria, California. If you like that joint, you can add it to your libraries, add it to your playlist. So y'all want to get straight to the tea. Y'all want to get straight to the tea, huh? Y'all want a story time, huh? Y'all want a story time. I see some more people in here. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you hear the sound of my voice. And if you want a shout out, all you got to do is hop in the chat. So, where do I start? It ain't huge tea. Marquis, what's good? Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. It ain't huge tea. Classic quote. He wants every inch of the beef. Y'all gotta look it up. You gotta look at our past episodes if you want to know that inside joke. So I just been seeing this attitude, and it's always been around in hip hop, especially. But there's this attitude that I feel like it's more prevalent these days. And I don't know if the internet is, amplifying it. But, for instance, let me give you an example. So today, on Facebook, I posted, R.I.P. Rich Homie Quan. And on Twitter, everybody's calling him a legend and, saying he's one of the greatest of all time and talking about all his contributions to hip hop. And for those that don't know, Rich Homie Quan, he died today. He overdosed, unfortunately, at 34 years old. Rest in peace. And he was dope. He was one of the dopest, I think. I don't think there would be a Fetty Wap without a Rich Homie Quan. I think there's a strong argument to say that Thug learned a lot from Rich Homie Quan and developed his style. And just the whole era of melodic, there's a whole era of melodic auto-tune rap, good auto-tune rap that came from Rich Homie Quan. Rich Homie Quan's influence in that era. If like I was in the clubs in my, I think early 20s when Rich Homie Quan dropped, and I'm telling you, man, like that was a different time. That was a different club era right there, yo. Like if you were still inside, the club will never be like that again. You know what I'm saying? That was like when Future was first on the rise, and the club was, that was when the club was the club. The club is no longer the club. But anyways, I digress. I say all that to say, I don't think you're a big fan of hip hop if you don't like Rich Homie Quan, or at least you cannot say that. Well, how about this? I don't think you're a fan of the culture if you're not a fan of Rich Homie Quan, because it's just too hard to say that he didn't have a large impact on the culture, and his music is good regardless of, you know, whether it's for you or not. I feel like if you say his music is not good, you're probably a hater of some sort. So anyway, so I posted something on Facebook that said, RIP Rich Homie Quan, I hate when people get all the love when they don't need it anymore. I hate when people start getting shown love when they don't need it anymore, because it's whack. It's whack when people die and then everybody says, oh, they're a legend, they were great, and like that person is dead. We talked about this when Rayshawn passed. Long live Rayshawn. And someone who I know, who's actually in my family, I'm not gonna call them out, but they were in my family, got in the comments and said I never listened to Rich Homie Quan because he's whack and I don't listen to whack music. But RIP, he's young and he probably, and no one deserves to die early. And it's that energy that's pissing me off, because this person has never contributed anything publicly to hip hop. He might have made beats in his room. He might have did little fake rap songs on his laptop, but he's never put them out. He doesn't come to shows. He's not part of the community. He doesn't support. Everybody's whack to him if it's not super underground, dusty ass, backpack ass, just dust. Then it's whack to him. And it's fine that if that's his taste. I don't mind that that's his taste. But it really bothers me when people who do not make culture think they have any say-so on what is good, what is valid, what's real, what's fake, what's authentic, and what's not. It's just so fucking annoying, yo. I cannot stand it. And I had to give you this long-winded intro because that same energy is just permeating throughout the whole creative community in the 805. And last night I got into it head to head with this dude who I've been working with for a little bit, because I was formerly working on a live instrumentation project with a live band, and the band is really good. But the leader of the band is an older guy, older than me, and he's a very talented keyboard player, but a very terrible band leader, very terrible. Like, does not know what he's doing, knows nothing about being a leader at all. And so I heard them play, and you know, they have good song selection, good ear, they have some chops, you know what I'm saying? They're a good band. They're solid, like a solid. They're a solid band. I'm not gonna rate them, but they're a solid band. So I hit them up. I took them all out to dinner. I took the whole band out to dinner. This was a long time ago, months ago now. I took the whole band out to dinner. I said, "Look, I like what y'all do. This is what I do. This is how I feel like I can help. If you are down, let's continue to meet. Let's continue to build. The band agrees to it. But the band leader reaches out to me and says, hey, just so you know, like, the band doesn't do anything without my approval. I am the voice of the band. I speak for the band. And like, so that's just the dynamic we need to have. Like, I have to go through him, the keyboard player, if I want to work with the band. I don't work with a lot of live bands, like local. I've worked with big bands, you know what I'm saying? I've never worked with a small local band before. So, and I don't know how that works. So I said, fuck it. That's fine with me. Like, it's weird, but if that works for the band and the band didn't oppose it, then that's what works for me. I don't give a fuck. If y'all want me to talk to you through him, I'll talk to you through him. So me and him start building a rapport. I take him, you know what I'm saying? We go get drinks, you know what I'm saying? I'm paying for a lot of the drinks. And we sit down and I tell him, I was like, yo, last year I did a CK1. I dropped my own, marijuana strain. I want to drop a new strain this year. And with this year's album, I want to do a live album. And he starts giving me this whole runaround and about actually, let me back it up a little bit. So when we're getting to know each other, he's telling me that, like, he's trying to get to know the scene. Basically, he's telling me he thinks everybody in the 805 is whack. He's the only one that knows what real music is. Nobody besides him is real. Everybody is whack. That was my first red flag. Honestly, the red flag went boom at that moment when he started talking that shit. And I was just kind of like, whatever. He's an old hip hop head. He likes he's from the Dusty Backpack era. Like, they all say that. They all are like that. But my red flag raised because, like, he's a keyboard player. He's never put out music. He's only played behind, I don't even know if they're big artists, but he's played behind, notable artists. But like, he's never, again, he has no contribution to he has no contribution to culture whatsoever. He's just stood next to people who have contributed to culture, and he, for some reason, thinks that shit is transferred vicariously. I don't know. Graham C says, why am I picturing a white guy with a mullet and a keyboard guitar like Devo videos from the 80s? So he is a white guy. He's bald, does not have a mullet or keyboard guitar, but carries his keyboard around like it's a guitar. So you're close. You're close. T Shahid is in the chat. What's good? Thank you for joining. We're talking about somebody who I got into it with last night. But I'm just kind of giving the backstory before I explain what happened last night. And I think the reason that we got into it is because he has this energy of where he believes that everything he likes is real and everybody he doesn't like is fake, especially when it comes to hip hop. And he doesn't rap or do no shit like that. RIP Rich Homie Quan. I see Black Truffle TV in the chat. Thank you for joining. Real quick though, please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. I just started the story, so you're good. You're right on time. So yeah, the first red flag was when he said he thinks everybody in the 805 is whack. Everybody he's heard. Mind you, I've seen him play. He's played for Garrick Niffen. He's played for Orchid Hill. He's played for Jay Riley. He's been up here on the north side. He's been playing with different 805 groups, and he says they're all whack, they're all trash, nobody's real, and it's just not what he's used to on the East Coast. He's used to being around real MCs with real chops or whatever. So that's the first red flag. Second red flag is he says, yo, I was at lunch with another band that I've heard of. I've heard of this band. I think they're called Ayuma or something like that. Garrick Niffen plays with them a lot. Let me actually look them up, because I don't even want to get their name wrong. Because they might need to clear some shit up too. If I really think about it, they might need to clear some shit up. Let me see. I'm pulling it up. Yeah, IMVA. So these niggas right here. These guys right here. I don't know these guys, mind you. I've never spoken to these guys. I know who I know who this guy is. Like, I see him downtown. He performs a lot in slow. I don't know him. I've never had a conversation with anybody in this band ever, right? So he says he went to lunch with these guys. I'm assuming he went to lunch with this guy because this is the only one in the band that I recognize and kind of know and say what up to, but I've never spoken to him. But he says, I went to lunch with so-and-so from this band, IMVA. And he's like, yeah, dude, I just mentioned your name and said we went out to lunch, and he just started talking hella shit about you, bro. Like, and he just was going off, and he didn't say what the guy said, but he just kept saying like, yeah, he like doesn't like you, and he was making fun of you, and he was talking so much shit. And I was like, oh, word, like whatever. I mean, y'all saw in real time how FG Thriller flipped on me, and you know how I treated FG Thriller. So I'm used to people who don't know me, who I don't talk to on a regular basis, being weirdos. So he told me about this, and I was just like, whatever, I don't give a fuck. I don't know him. I've never talked to this guy other than saying what's up in passing. So it doesn't matter to me. Like, his opinion doesn't mean anything to me. So I kept it moving. But that was another red flag because it felt like he was trying to instigate something. You know what I'm saying? But I was really like dead set on my mission I really would love to combine, to connect the live music world with the hip hop world, because musicians get access to so many venues that we don't get access to in hip hop. And so that's why I was working with this band, because I was trying to connect the two worlds. And so fucking second red flag goes up. We're at Harry's in Pismo and we're drinking, and he's telling me this, but I'm just like, whatever. So I was like, look, I don't care about that. This is what I want to do. I want to produce a live album, and the same way we did CK1, I want to bring in artists from all over the coast, but I want the beats to be live, major. You know what I'm saying? I want live musicians, live guitar, live drums. And he was like, oh, that's cool, but like, let's do this first. And he like basically proceeds to tell me that I need to audition for the band, and then if everybody's cool with it, like he said, okay, we're gonna make a track and then send it to you, and then you write a verse and you send the track back, and if we all like it, then we'll talk about it. And I'm like looking at this nigga like, I'm sitting up here paying for your drinks right now, my nigga. I'm not finna audition for you. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Like, no. I was like, look, I'll just give the band $500. I'll pay you for your time, and I need you to do X, Y, and Z. Is that cool? He's like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, we could do that. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever. I pay them, and I start, communicating back and forth what I'm looking for. I say like, yo, you can make the playlist, as just make sure it's songs that I know, because I don't want to have to spend forever learning songs I don't know, because I'm not trying to like start a new band. Like, you guys already have a band. You guys do what you do, and I can add to that because you guys play 80s funk, 90s rap. During the 90s rap parts, let me rap the 90s rap parts, and I can sell this as a package. Okay, cool. We start going back and forth, and as we start to work, I start to realize like he's one of those needy people. Like, have you guys ever met a person that, like, let's say they ask you for $200, they ask you to borrow $200, and then they make it difficult for you to help them. So they'll be like, let me borrow $200. And then you'll be like, sure, I got you. What's your Venmo? Oh, I don't have Venmo, and I can't use Zelle because my account's overdrafted. So can you pull out cash and bring it to me? Oh, and will you bring me a chicken sandwich too? And will you buy one for my girlfriend too? And don't use the $200 to buy the chicken sandwich. Like, I need the full $200. Just buy the chicken sandwiches and then bring everything to us. And it's like, nigga, no, I don't work for you. Are you serious? Like, you asked me for $200. I don't want to give you $200. If you want this $200, come get this $200 or leave it alone. And so I'm sure you guys know people like that. He's one of those people, right? So like working with him the whole time was very much like that. Like, he's acting like he's doing me a favor, but I'm paying him money. I'm trying to help his band get booked. He's the leader of the band. He can't even get them booked. because he's making dumb decisions all over the place. Like, for instance, they have no gigs anywhere. And this is not this is not a diss to the rest of the band. This is a diss to his leadership. He's a bad leader. Like, he doesn't have they don't have any gigs. We booked them a gig and he's like, oh, I already played there once. I don't want to play there again. I don't like it. Like, okay, my guy. Like, then you don't want it. You don't want it. Like, what are we even talking about, yo? What are we even talking about? Like, you already played there once. I've played there 25 times, and I've played at fucking the Staples Center, my nigga. I've been on stage at the Staples Center. I've been on stage at EDC, and I'm still playing at this bar that you don't want to play at. You don't want it, my nigga. Like, stop. It's ridiculous. But what I still, at that point, I didn't make a big deal because that was a whole different transaction with someone else. I looked at it funny, but I didn't make a big deal about it. So we're working, shit's difficult, but whatever, I'm making it work. Fast forward to the crash out. I get the opportunity to have the crash out session. For those that don't know what the crash out is, it's I put together a recording session in LA, in Hollywood, with some of the dopest artists from all over the coast, and invited them down to a really nice studio, put everybody in different rooms, and we just went crazy and we recorded really, really dope music. And I invited him and his band to come through. And he was like, cool, that sounds cool. I'm with it. And I was like, okay, dope. So I put together, some of you from the chat are in here, so you can attest this. You know that this is true. You know, I have witnesses. So I made a group chat. For the crash out sessions. I put all the artists in the group chat so I could have a centralized location where I could put information, because my job is really demanding. I'm on call. I don't work in the office often in LA. I'm here on the coast. So even though I work from home, like, I'm on call. If they need me, if there's a crisis, then I got to be on call. So my work is very demanding. I work long hours from time to time. And there was about 25 people at the time, 25, 30 people that I was inviting to the crash out. And that list dwindled down. It got smaller, but at the time it was a really large list. So I didn't want to answer the same question over and over and over again to 30 different people. So the smartest way is to create a group chat. I made a group chat where I could put all the information. Nobody had a problem with it except for this guy. I put him in the group chat. First of all, I invite him out. Like, once it starts to come together and it's real, and I was like, okay, it's this date at this time, and you need to do these things, and it becomes real. He starts asking me all these questions like, oh, yo, it's on can you move it to this day? Because I have to work this day, and I just don't know if it's worth me taking the time off. And I'm like, no, I'm not moving it. But if, like, if you can't come, you can't come. It's not that big of a deal. But like, it is the time it is. Oh, bro, I don't know that I could take time off. I can't afford it. That's fine. I'm not knocking that. But then he's like, okay, cool. Maybe I could take time off, but I can't get a ride. Like, can you hook me up with a ride? And I was like, there's a group chat and there's a bunch of people from Slow coming up, so you can ask in the group chat. Man, I don't know how I feel about asking for a ride in a group chat, bro. Like, people with strangers and people I don't know. That's kind of weird, man. And I'm like, okay, then I don't know what you want me to do, my guy. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, you don't. So I hop in the chat, and I don't know if anybody that was in the chat remembers this. I hop in the chat and I say, hey, does anyone have a room in their car for so-and-so? If you're in the chat, you can actually scroll up and see who I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention his name, but if you're in the chat, you can see who I'm talking about. So I was like, yo, does anybody have room for so-and-so? He hits me back like, bro, this is just doing too much. I hate Instagram. It's so crazy. Like, just send me the address, bro. Just send me the addy. I send him the RSVP link and I say, just RSVP, because I have to have a guest list. I have to have a head count. So RSVP, and as soon as you RSVP, the address will show itself. He goes, bro, this is just so much, bro. Just send me the address. And I'm like, yo, I'm not I don't work for you. I'm not your secretary. If you don't want to do it the way I need you to do it, then I don't care if you come or not. I'm not mad. I literally don't care. Like, I don't look at you any different. If you can't make it, you can't make it. It is fine. But I'm not going out of I'm not babying you. I'm not holding your hand to make this happen, right? So the night of the day of the crash out, I go down to LA a day early, and he's blowing my phone up. You're in the chat, T Shahid. You should be in the chat. You could scroll up and look at his name. I'm not giving him no free promo on this show at all. So I'm headed down to LA. He's hitting up my phone. His band member is coming to the show and has no problem RSVPing and finding out all the information. I'm assuming that him and his band member are going to ride down together because they work at the same place. They're in the same band. So once his band member RSVP'd, I'm like, oh shit, okay, he must be coming because he speaks for the band. So he must have said it's okay for this guy to go. I don't know how the shit works. I'm assuming he gave permission, and so I'm assuming he's gonna be there, right? He never says he's not coming. He tells me to call him the night before the crash out. And mind you, the night before, from the time up to the night before the crash out, my work was one way. The night of the day of the crash out, my job description and everything completely changed. I got like 10 times more work. It got 10 times busier, so much so that I had a health issue. I never said this in public actually, but I had a health issue. I had to go to the doctor because the stress from work was so crazy. And I was still learning how to manage my time and juggle all that stuff. So I actually had to go to the hospital. I thought I was having heart problems because I was under that much stress. And so he had told me to call him back the night before, and I just completely forgot. I didn't think about it. I forgot to call him back. Didn't think about it. But during the crash out, I'm keeping in contact with like Uno and Jay Riley and just kind of seeing how things are going. And I start to think, and I'm just like, yo, like with all this new work that I have at my job, and like with him being the band leader, and I have to talk to him and he makes things so difficult, I think I'm just gonna have to fall back from this band thing. It's just too much. I can't do it. And I say this internally. I don't say it out loud. I'm just internally thinking like I have to fall back from the band. I have to prioritize shit that works for me. How dare I not promise him over your right? And so I fall back. I don't call him back. I just keep working. I keep working on the crash out. I don't call him back. But his band member showed up to the crash out, and I ended up showing up to the crash out at the end of the day. And I found out that he didn't show up, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. He didn't show up. So whatever. I'm just like, he's already in my mind. I'm like, this, he doesn't want it. He doesn't want to hustle. He doesn't want it. So fuck it. Like, I'm not chasing him down. Like, I'll get to him when I get to him. Fast forward, yesterday, things kind of start. Crash out was like a month ago, y'all. My work just started slowing down like a month, like yesterday. Like it's been firing on all pistons for a month up until yesterday. So yesterday things start slowing down, and I'm like, I forgot to call so-and-so. Let me call him back and like apologize for being MIA and just tell him officially like, I'm not going to be able to do this band thing if we have to work this way, and it's no harm, no foul. I'm not mad at you. I call him. Well, I send him a voice note, and I'm like, and I explain everything. He texts me back. He's like, I can't listen to this. Just call me later. But when people text you and it's like an attitude on it, I could tell it was an attitude on it. But I was like, whatever. I told him I would call him back. I didn't call him back. Mind you, he said he would send me a playlist, and he never sent the playlist. And we were supposed to, I was supposed to rent out Saucepot Studios, and we were supposed to film a performance, and he was supposed to send me a playlist, and he never sent it. He never sent the playlist. And I wasn't mad. I was just like, fuck it, whatever. I call he sends me that angry text. He was like, call me later. So I call him later. I get on the phone. I tell him the same thing. I was like, yo, bro, I just wanted to call you, apologize. I got busy. Work has been crazy. But I just realized that you and I have very different styles of working, and I can't work like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, He's like, I can't listen to this. It's Grammys for fuck this guy. Yeah, I was like, I can't work like this. So, no hard feelings, but I'm gonna just have to fall back. And I'm gonna let you keep the $500, bro. Just keep it. I'm not even tripping. He was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't even want to call me. You didn't call me back. And so when you didn't call me back, it really made me feel like you didn't want me to be there. This dude is, if he's not 50, he's touching 50. Like, if 50's here, he's like right. He's like, nah, I just touched it. He's like right there. He's like right there. If this is 50 years old, he's like right there. Talking about, I didn't think you wanted me there because you didn't call me back. I sent you multiple texts. I'm the one that invited you. I'm the one that sent you the text. I put you in the group chat. I do all these things. And because I don't baby you and call you back, you get in your feelings and say that I don't want you there. Even that's fine. But if I tell you that that's not the truth, then I feel like I am warranted some benefit of the doubt, right? Like I've taken you out to dinner. I've taken you out to drinks. Like I've never done you wrong. I've never talked shit about you or to you or anything. So when I say, oh, that's not the case, I was just too busy. Like, he goes, what's all good? Nobody from the band even fucked with you anyways, bro. They all thought you were whack. They all thought you was trash. You know what I'm saying? So you just have a good night. He was trying to be super passive aggressive. Like, so I just wish you the best. And I hope you just have a good night, bro. And like, we'll just leave it at that. And he was like, and he said something slick. And then I was like, okay, it is what it is. And we got off the phone. So I'm in a group chat with his band, right? With the whole band, not just him. And I get in the group chat with the band and I was like, yo, he said none of y'all fuck with me. Is that true? I need to know right now. Cause I need to know how to move with y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, either we cool or we not, speak up now. And he was like, Sanctus, bro, call me on. He started blowing me up. Talking about, let's take this offline, bro. Like, and I was like, no, you already said your piece. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the rest of the adults in the room. I don't need you to talk for them. I'm talking directly to them. You know what I'm saying? And so he starts, it seems like he's panicking. I don't know. But then he's like, okay, watch what happens. Radio silence. It's going to be radio silence. Ain't nobody going to say nothing. And I could tell he was like leading them to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it was going to be a problem for them if they did say something. And so, me and him just start going at it. And he was like, that's why you're whack. I'm starting to see what everybody says about you, bro. I'm starting to see that everything everybody says about you is true. Again, mind you, he has a terrible reputation already out here. I didn't know this, but I've been hearing about it more lately. And so I heard things about him, but I don't listen to what people say. Like, I take it with a grain. I'm not disappointed because if people told me he's like this, I tried it. He's like this. I'm the one that took the chance. I'm not mad at it. But I said the same thing. I was like, yeah, people have been telling me the same thing about you, and I'm starting to see what they mean. You know what I'm saying? And he just is like, yo, you're whack, this and this and that. He's like, I forget what he said. Let me see if I can read. I'll read it. How about that? I'll read y'all the text. Yeah, he didn't think I was gonna do that. I know he did not think I was gonna do that. He thought he was gonna have the last word and it was gonna be all good. But I was like, no, oh shit. Yeah, I hopped out of the chat. Let me see if it's on my computer because I hopped out of the chat. Okay, here, it's still on my computer. So okay, we got it word for word. So, and I didn't even talk shit about him or anything. I kept it all facts, like just arguing with this nigga. So I'm gonna read you the conversation. So I said, what up, y'all? Homeboy just said y'all all thought I was trash and he's the only one who vouched for me and y'all only rocked with me because he rocked with me. I just like to clarify which one of y'all rocks with me and who doesn't so I could know how to move forward. If no one responds, then I take it that none of y'all fuck with me and I'm gonna move like that. He goes, that's not what I said, but I am saying that about you he said, I am saying that about you here now in writing. And I was like, that is what you said. That's what you just said 5 minutes ago. And he was like, I didn't. That's a misquote. But here's a little verbatim. You can't hang. I don't even know what that means. You can't hang. I'm assuming he as a musician. So this is his thing as a musician. His band, they like to think of themselves as the DJ. So imagine a live band that's a DJ. I think it's an interesting concept, but they, like a DJ, just pulls records out of his crates and starts spinning random records. And a lot of times DJs don't have playlists. They just play whatever the crowd is feeling. That's what they want to do. They just want to play songs that they memorize based on the crowd, right? But then they want to bring in guest musicians to like hop on the songs. And so I was like, yo, I don't move like that. Like, I'm not trying to do that. That means I have to learn every single song you learn and then know just by eye cues when I'm going to hop in. I already know 1,000 different songs. I don't want to learn these songs to do that. Like, just make a playlist of songs. Tell me to learn these 10 songs. I'll learn these 10 songs in the order that they need to be, and it won't be a problem. So when he says you can't hang, I think he means that I can't hang with just the free flow playlist of just catching on to whatever they play. And no, I can't hang, and I don't want to hang, and that's dumb. Like nobody's gonna want to hang. You're not gonna be able to move forward or scale or grow like that as a band, and you don't know the songs well enough. You, as the band leader, don't know the songs well enough to be doing that. It makes your set sound like trash. Period. I'm sorry. I can tell you're a talented player. I can tell the rest of you are talented players, but the sets sound like trash because they're not organized. They just are not planned out enough. HW says it doesn't have to be a celebrity to pass. It doesn't have to be a celebrity to pass for you to recognize. God bless the entire family. He had a unique style. Oh, you're talking about Rich Homie Quan. Yeah, no. R.I.P. Rich Homie Quan. He's 7 Records says I'm trying to keep my mouth shut. Yo, Uno, you can say what you want. I'm just not saying his name. I'm not. If you're in the chat, you can say what you want. I'm not. I'm just not saying his name. You feel me? I'm not finna put his name on my airwaves. You can say what you want in the chat. So that's what he means by you can't hang. So then he says you can't hang. Now go soak your butt pain in that. You know where I'm at. Butt pain is hilarious. I was like, you spoke in your piece. I'm not asking you. I'm asking the other adults in the chat. He said, okay, watch. I said, I'm fine either way. I just want to know where we stand, and I don't want to take someone else's word as fact. I don't do rumors like that. He was like, I wasn't spreading any. He was calling me at that time, and then he was like, call him directly saying this, don't do this in the group chat. And he was like, see, it's radio silence. I was like, I'm not accusing you of spreading any rumors. I'm just saying I want to hear directly from the source. If the guys don't want to rock with me, then I completely understand. I just like to hear it directly. He was like, oh, all right. Again, I wish you the best. I was like, keep the wishes and keep the $500. He was like, okay, I will. It's good to be talented, Sanctus. And I was like, I hope the talent is enough. And he was like, what a whack thing to say. And he would say that because, okay, this comes full circle back to why I started out by saying, I'm very sick of people who don't add anything to the culture, thinking that they can dictate what qualifies as talent, what qualifies as good, what qualifies as authentic, bad, fake. Like this person has never added anything to culture at all. He claims to know what a good MC is. He doesn't rap. He's been around rappers. He doesn't rap. Never been around, like, you know what I'm saying? So you never put out a rap record. You never promoted a rap record. You not on no rap records. Don't nobody look at you for your tastes or takes in hip hop. So for you to think that you have any say, I'm more mad about the fact that he believes that his word matters than I am that he's saying it to me. Like, it's just frustrating that he thinks that his opinion matters at all when he does not contribute to culture. You are literally a fan who has stood next to some people who have done great things, and all of a sudden you think you're able to tell people who is great and who is not. You feel what I'm saying? Meanwhile, I have created artists from absolutely nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I've built artists from 0 to millions of streams multiple times. I've built labels from 0 records to multiple records, visibility, Source Magazine, Sway in the Morning, all that. I've done all that stuff. You feel? I have personally done that stuff. Still doing it to this day. I said, he said, what a whack thing to say. I said, between the two of us, I'm the only one in here who makes music for a living. But I'm sure your plan of alienating everybody I'm sure your plan of alienating everybody you come in contact with will work out too. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's just insane. It's insane. So and the conversation goes on and on and on. And I just read this nigga down with facts. I didn't call him no names. I didn't say anything, but I just read him down with facts. But like, I want to stop there just because it's already come full circle. I hate that energy. I hate this energy of like, because you listen to underground rap, you think you're some sort of like aficionado on all of hip hop culture and like all of Black culture. And you think your word matters more than your word as a non-Black person matters more than my word in Black culture. What the fuck are you talking about? You feel what I'm saying? It's just nuts. You don't create culture. Nobody's checking for you. Like it's wild. It's wild behavior. 7 Record said, this nigga said you can't hang, and with all due respect to the musicals that have everyday jobs, you have nothing to do with music, but nigga, you can't even take one day off after getting paid. And that part, bro, I'm paying you $500. I'm paying you $500 and you can't take a day off of work. I want to hear what the fuck you got to say, my nigga. Like, stop. What are we really talking about? That's look in the mirror. Graham C says 50 going on 15. That part. He can't hang. That part. Graham C says Q sleeping with the sirens if you can't hang, right? Don't pick up a gun if you don't want to use a shovel. Mike Valley said it best. He has no hustle, never heard of him. And his what? 50? Who is Buddy? He said that's more than his day rate at his Yo, I'm telling you, bro. And it's so I love that I could tell this story because my people who are really in the chat know you can literally. There's only one person in the crash out chat who I asked for a ride, and I tagged him. I'm pretty sure when I asked for a ride for him, I might have taken him out of the chat. Maybe, I don't know, but even if I did, it should say when he left the chat. Like, so the receipts are there. I'm not lying even a little bit on this story. Like all I did, this is another crash out. And it's funny, the other person that crashed out on me before FG crashed out on me, he crashed out on me for the same reason. Like the nigga was mad, like he wanted to text me all day, and I was like, bro, I can't just sit here and text you back and forth all day about nothing. Like if you have questions about music or whatever, it's all good. Like pull up, I'm definitely down to help you, but I just can't like text you about relationship shit all day. Like I have a job and shit. Like, and he got super mad and crashed out again. Like it's these, I don't know that they're narcissists. I don't know they've been diagnosed. I don't want to call them that, but it's these types of people who I don't know what's going on in their head, but like the one little thing sets them off. And I think honestly, like for you to go off in this way, you never fucked with me from the beginning. So I think it's even weirder that you chose to fuck with me at all. Like you never liked me from the beginning. So why even rock with me at all? Tisha, he says, I literally worked that day and still showed up with OG literally right after leaving work. I worked that day and showed up after leaving work. We all did. You feel what I'm saying? Like that, to me, like the excuses are invalid. If you don't want to come, don't come. And it's not a big deal, but I don't care about I don't want to hear the excuses. Everybody got a job. I don't feel bad for you. Like in that sense, like all of these artists have jobs, lives, families, or whatever. Like if you want to come, pull up. But if you don't, then you don't get no cookies for that shit. Tisha, he said, got on the road literally right after work. 100. It's no excuse if you really wanted to be there. That part. And all he had to do was hop in the car. He could have got a ride with his own band member. Graham C says, I'm 50 years old. I don't have a car. Fired. Totally fired. He has a car. That's the even crazier thing. He has a car. Like, so I don't know what's going on. Like, it's nuts. I don't have a car and I made it. I made it down there. I don't have a car. Like I made it down there. That's just nuts. Seven Records said you can't even get your everyday priorities together. That part, and it really does come down to time management, man. Like Graham C says, what happened to falling in love with a guy with a bus pass? Chronic 2001. And that part, and you can't lead anymore, man. And to me, like, this is the biggest point of all. To me, this was the biggest red flag to me, is that I told y'all at the very beginning of this story, he said he worked with all these different hip hop artists in the 805 and he thought they were all whack. Oh my God, if you're one of the realest out here, if you're super fucking real and you don't like the fake and you think all these artists are whack, why are you working with them? If you think I'm trash and you had to convince your band to work with me, why even do it if you're so real? There's only two options. One, which is probably it, you're fake as fuck and insecure, and you use this fake guise of authenticity as a shield that you think people can't see through. I'm guessing that's what it is. Or number two, you're just super broke and you have to slut yourself out against your principles. And if that's the case, then shut the fuck up about all this I'm so real shit, because you're not. You're a slut. Get back out there on the stroll, get them dollar bills, shake that ass, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Because don't nobody think you're real like that. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm gonna leave it there, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed story time. This was fun. If you're in the crash out chat, you can go back in and figure out who I'm talking about. But yeah, tap the link in our bio. Get on that poll. Get to wiggling. Tap the links in our bio. Tap all the links. Give us that follow. Give us that sub. I appreciate y'all. I had a great time. There is no stream tomorrow because somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about, has to go hang out with Baron Davis tomorrow. You feel what I'm saying? Because I don't know anything about industry or anything. So I can't stream tomorrow, y'all, because I gotta go back down and actually do some real music shit. So there will be no stream tomorrow. I'll try to put on a rerun, but I'll be back on Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. I hope everybody had a good night. And I appreciate y'all listening to me rant. Please do all the things to support the stream. It really, really helps. I hope everybody has a great... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me find this. And actually, let's leave with this. Let's leave with this. Here's evidence that T. Shaheed was in the building right after work. Everybody was there. This is a crash out commercial. This is real footage from the night in question. Real evidence from the night in question. Just so you know, everything I'm talking about is real. But check out Crash Out coming soon. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
I don't wanna feel no more. I've been on pills since we made go. Yeah, I was with Bill and Bo. Z-Bo said to kill him slow. Yeah, I've been getting way too geeky. I've been way